Hello and welcome to another video from Minus Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we are looking at something very old, and these models are becoming very, very rare. We are looking at the 1983 release by Corgi from their die-cast vehicle model series. These are 1/36 scale models, and this was a series that came with working headlights and working rear lights. And this particular one we're looking at today is of the MG Maestro. Okay, so this is the box that it comes in, and at the top of the box it's got the Corgi logo, and it says not suitable for children under 36 months, and it's got working headlights and rear lights, and you've got the Corgi logo, and it says MG Maestro, and just behind the window you can see an image of the yellow Maestro. Yeah, just behind the window. Okay, that's the front of the box. Let's just turn the box to the side. And it's got Austin Rover 1009, Maestro MG 1600 and the Corgi logo. If I turn the box to the back, so it shows you the working headlights and the working rear lights. And it's got one, you press down on the front of the bonnet for the front lights to come on, and you press down on the back of the boot for the rear lights to come on. So that makes sense. And then on the other side, it's got Austin Rover Group 1009, Maestro MG 1600 and the Corgi logo again. And if we just turn the box over to the back, it says requires two AAA size batteries not included, and the Me Toy Company PLC, Swansea, Great Britain, 1983, made in Great Britain. Okay, so that is the model in the box. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the box, take it out, and let's have a look at the model out of the box. Okay, so I've removed the model from the box. This is what we've got. First of all, we've got this little booklet that comes with it, and it's a Duracell for all your battery needs, and it gives you information on all the batteries that Duracell did. I didn't realise these come with these models, but yeah, apparently they do. And it shows you the type of batteries they do, and yeah, how they install into certain items. And it says for all your battery needs, last longer, longer storage life, guaranteed against leakage, better all-weather performance, and consistent power. And it says 20p discount coupon on there as well. So there we are, that came in the box. And it says Duracell recommends for Corgi-tronics, the only die-cast toy with light, sound and movement. Okay, so that's the booklet, and there we have the model. Now the model is attached to the box just with these clips. I'm just going to remove those clips so we can have a very good look at this model itself. Okay, so this is the model. What a beautiful looking car it is, I must say. It's a lovely model. Again, it's a 1/36 scale, so it's a big model. It is die-cast all the way around, top and bottom. Obviously you've got perspex dark windows on there. You've actually got a rear wiper on the back there, which is molded into the glass. You can see the front wipers as well, but you can't actually see inside the vehicle because it's the dark windows on here, so you can't actually see inside, which is a shame. But obviously it's a yellow die-cast body, and it's got the black trim running around the edge of the car, and there's the grille and the front lights and the rear lights. And on the bottom it says Corgi 1600 MG Maestro 1600 Corgi, made in Great Britain, and you've got the rivets there that are holding the car together. Now that's obviously the battery compartments. You clip that up, and there's the two bulbs inside there. That, I'm guessing, is to hold the batteries in position, which we'll put some batteries in a minute and see if we can get it to work. I don't know whether these things will work, because we're talking 1983 to now. What are we talking? 41 years ago. Whether the bulbs are, I think the bulbs just pop out. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, so the bulbs just pull out by the looks of things. Yeah. Now whether those bulbs are, I can't really see if the bulbs are still okay. I mean, they look at, but I can't quite see if there's any breakage in the wire that connects across the top. So I mean, it could be that they've blown. I mean, they are very, very old, so they might need to replace. Let's just see if I'll put some batteries in it and let's see if we can actually get it to work, which would be nice before we look at everything else. So let's take the batteries now. What does it say on there? So it says, oh, that's that way up. So we've got the positive towards the left at the bottom and the positive towards the right at the top. So positive and positive. Let's pop those batteries in. Okay, so that's in, and let's see if we can press down on the bonnet. Oops. Okay, well, they're not coming on. No, let's try the back ones. No, so they're not coming on, and I'm presuming that it's probably because the bulbs are not working, so it may well require replacement bulbs, unless I've read that wrong and I've got the batteries in the wrong way. So let's turn it round and see if I can, if I had the batteries the wrong way round, that might be a reason why it wouldn't work. But let's try that again. So I've got the batteries now going in the opposite way. Close it down again, and no, well, I can't get the lights to come on, so I'm assuming it's because the bulbs are gone. The contacts all seem to be quite okay. Does seem to be a little bit of rust in there. Maybe it's just had a bit of moisture over the years and what have you. But I mean, it all seems to be clean inside there, so I don't think there's any issues that way. Yeah, so according to that, yeah, so if we read it the same way the number reads, 47783, it shows you the battery positive is that way. So let's, oh, I can't do it that way because I can't, I have to turn that round. So we'll just try that again and just see if we can get it to function. No, okay, so I'm assuming that it's the bulbs that need to be replaced, because obviously I've got new batteries in there. So yeah, well, okay, so we can't get the lights to work, but you get the gist. So it's probably going to need new bulbs on this, but after 42 years on, it's hardly surprising that that the bulbs are any good at all anyway. 41 years on, I should say. 1983 this was released. Okay, so let's get some measurements on the vehicle. So we are looking at about 12 centimeters wide, long, and if we measure across the widest point, we're looking at 5 centimeters, and height wise from the bottom of the rear wheel to the top of the roof, we're looking at 4 centimeters. It's quite a heavy, actually it's heavier because I've got batteries in there. Let's take those back out. Let's remove those batteries. Let's pop that back in. Okay, so that does make it a little bit lighter, but it's still a very decent weight vehicle. And you can see that it's the body work is immaculate. It doesn't look like it's been touched at all, and it was still, obviously it was still attached to the plinth when I took it off, although I mean it could have been opened and been stored or displayed at some point in its life. I don't know, but it was one of the cars that we found in a shop clearance that we did. There's a little mark on there. I don't know whether I've done that or whether that was like that, but there's a little chip of the paintwork on the top of the door there. But it was one of those cars that we found in the shop clearance. We bought a lot of stock out from a toy and comic shop that had been around for many years, and they closed down during COVID, and we went in and purchased all their stock off the shelves and in the back. And in the back was the interesting find, because there was lots of stock that went back 30, 40, 50 years, and stuff that was brand new that had been taken off the shelves and just put in the back and was left there. And I really don't know whether they actually knew how much stuff they had in the back, but anyway, that's besides the point. But this was one of those finds, and we found a whole box full of die-cast models of Corgi, Dinky, Matchbox, and so on, and this was amongst them. So there we are. So it doesn't, I don't think it was ever sold. It might have been as a display piece, I don't know, but it's certainly in almost mint condition, apart from that little mark on the top of the door there. Other than that, but that could have been done inside I might have done that myself, and I've just been trying to change the battery. I don't know, but anyway, other than that, the vehicle is in mint condition, and I'm ashamed I couldn't get the lights to work, but it does look like it's going to need to have a couple of replacement bulbs. Now, how well did these cars do? Well, it was one of those series of cars that Corgi produced with working headlights and working rear lights, so electronic ones, if you like, and they really didn't seem to do as well as I think that was expected to do. And don't forget, these were the larger models. Obviously they had to be larger to take the batteries, so they're 1/36 scale. They didn't fit comfortably in the kids' hands. The smaller models were more really the 143s and the 164s scales were really more geared for the children. These were as the bigger models, I think they were more geared for display purposes. And certainly when you start putting batteries in them, making them electric, it kind of puts adults off and buying them for their young kids. Well, it did back in the day. I mean, I shouldn't think it does so much these days, but back in the 1980s, it did. So if you was buying for your youngster, you would tend to buy them the smaller vehicles. So I don't think they done as well as expected, and the series was only a short-lived series. It didn't really last for that long before they dropped the line and just went back to the conventional die-cast without electronics in them. Maybe it's also to do with the fact that the electronics failed. I don't know. Say this one, which I don't think has ever been sold, certainly is not functioning. So maybe the electronics were failing, or obviously the bulbs might have gone after 40 odd years. Obviously this one, I think this one's got the bulbs down, but you'll have to work it yourself. I mean, without having someone look at it and test it, I wouldn't know why the electric's not working. I'm just assuming the bulb, but maybe that's the reason why they didn't sell too good, and the series was dropped quite soon. Really, it didn't have a terrifically long run. However, now we're talking 41 years on. Obviously these items are now becoming very collectible and extremely difficult to find, these ones with the working headlights and tail lights. They do pop up from time to time on the platforms. However, you do usually find that they've been used or played with, sold or what have you. Usually find there's chips and marks to the bodies. Sometimes you find them with the electrics working, sometimes you find them without the electrics working. So it just goes to show you how inconsistent they were, I suppose. But you just when obviously, I've said it before, when you're buying on platforms, just be a little bit careful and have a good look at the images, because some person describing something as very good could be another person describing it as just acceptable. So you just need to be a bit vigilant if you're buying on the platforms. Or we at Midas Touch have managed to find one or two of these models, and they are currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It takes you straight to the website. You'll be able to find this and many other vintage Corgi items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I'm absolutely positive that you're not going to want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this model with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.